Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. If you are a subscriber already, thank you for coming back, and God bless you. So in this video today, I am making leg quarters. And as you can see here, I've already washed the chicken. I didn't kind of feel like putting all that on camera. And yeah, excuse my kids in the background. I know I keep saying it, but I just like to reinforce, I got kids. It's hard to kind of get away and, go over and do a voiceover when you got a million kids, it feels, in the household with you. And sometimes they can, get loud and like to be around me while they're playing a game and playing their iPads. So if you can hear my kids, excuse their loudness. But back to the video. So I took out some leg quarters. I love making leg quarters because it's a lot of like meat that one person, or like a lot of protein that one person can have. It's super easy. I feel like sometimes, like when, like, even though chicken wings, obviously, well, I'm not gonna say obviously because to each his own, but to me, chicken wings is the best. But it always feels like um, you gotta eat a lot of them to kind of like get full or whatever. So leg quarters are a cheaper, and then they're super high. And leg quarters are a cheaper version, or cheaper route, and you get more bang for your buck, in my opinion. So here, same seasonings I've always used, the basics: onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, sazon, adobo. Sometimes I might hit the chicken with like a, a, a chicken seasoning, like a kicking chicken, or something of that nature, or maybe some if we're doing like lemon pepper or something like that. So, but for this, I just did all of those, and then I put like an all-purpose seasoning. So I've also added some chicken bouillon because I wanted to have like a juice at the bottom, and the chicken cooking is going to make its own juices, but I wanted it to be like flavorful, and you'll see at the end what I mean, because normally, like, if you cook this in like a pan and you'll get all the droppings and stuff at the bottom, then you can take that and make like a gravy with it. And for me, I wanted to make a gravy with this chicken, because that's just how I was feeling the night that I made this. I was like, oh, chicken gravy over rice and some string beans would be bomb. So I'll show you what I mean once I cook this and then bring it out the oven. So yeah, I am, of course, like I do any other video, I'm going to show you how, or like kind of commentate how I made this chicken. And then I have like a question of the day type of thing, just to try to get you guys engaged in the comments and to see where everyone is at. Maybe we can offer each other some help, because I'm just so tired. This world is so like drained and mean, in a sense. Like, people need to kind of, I know there's a lot of more important things that's happening, but we gotta start getting back to showing each other some love, for real, because it just seems like everyone is so uptight and the world is so serious. People don't love each other no more. I just don't know what kind of love I'm living, and it makes me sad. Not what kind of love I'm living, what kind of life I'm living, because it makes me sad. Because when I was a kid, obviously a kid used all rainbows and sunshine, but it's crazy because I don't know. Like, I just had this whole idea of how it was gonna be in my head when I grew up, and then I grow up, and it's just like issue after issue, and I'm not talking about just like kid issue. I mean adult issue. I mean, like, just the whole entire world. We just need more love. Like, people need hugs. People need to know that it's gonna be alright. We're already struggling trying to make it day by day. Like, people just need love. So I want to be one light in the world to kind of give that love out there if anybody needs it or wants it, or is looking for it. Just, one of the ways I like to show love, obviously, is me here on my cooking and making food for my kids. If I can do this in a more of God willing, I'll say, in a larger capacity, I would too, because there's a lot of people that's out here starving and hungry as well. And cooking kind of just, I don't know, it's like super easy and it just brings me therapy. But um, I would definitely do this for everyone. But for now, people can enjoy the cooking videos. It's regular, it's not nothing spectacular, just everyday meals that can be made for you, your family, what may have you, for people that may know how to cook or people that may not know how to cook or just people that like watching cooking videos. So as you can see here, I just mixed it all up, and then I'm going to position them so that they can cook evenly in the oven. And I believe I have my oven on either 375 or 400. It really just depends on the type of oven that you have. So the oven that I was using at this time was it got hot really quick. So I think I did mine on like 375 because it would cook fast. And I cooked this without having the aluminum foil on top. But you just saw me add you know what? That was a butter garlic, I think, seasoning. But you also saw the cornstarch. Cornstarch is just going to make it a little bit more crispy. So while that's cooking, I put the string beans on. String beans really can kind of go last. I kind of do the rice first because the white rice takes 20 minutes. But y'all see me make these string beans. My kids will eat string beans every single day. My kids will eat string beans all the time. They kind of are limited when it comes to the vegetables. So for me, I kind of just like whatever they like, as long as I can get the vegetables in. So to kind of spruce them up a little bit, I use the canned ones, the French or the cut green beans. I added white pepper and salt, and then a little bit of chicken bouillon. It kind of, to me, in my opinion, gives that effect of the homemade ones, like the ones from scratch, because this is kind of some of the seasonings, kind of like how you do it. So it's kind of like a 52 fake out type of thing. Make it seem like it's all dolled up the whole time. It's just canned green beans. But that's what I like to do. I think that is something that could be incorporated in people's day-to-day. Like I said, for my kids, they only really like string beans, broccoli, corn, spinach if it's in something, collard greens, and maybe cabbage. Outside of that, that's really it. I don't really think they like too many other vegetables, so I kind of just try to give them what they like to get those greens in every day. But and then in the next here you're gonna see that I made the rice. So white rice, super easy. I didn't have a measuring cup, so I had to use a cup, right? And a cup is still 8 ounces, so I used a cup of water and then maybe like half to make 1 cup of rice. So it's easy. Water, let it boil, pour the rice in, let that boil for maybe 30 seconds or so. Turn it on low, put the top on, let it cook for 20 minutes. You're going to get perfect rice every time. You will see that I add butter with my rice because my kids like butter on their rice. But that's it. So, topic of today. I wanted to talk about being obedient to God is hard. It's hard. Like, every bone in my body really wants to just be obedient, right? But then it be the times where either it feel like it's super hard or super impossible that I'll feel like it's mad hard. It's not so much as like following what he says in the Bible, because I know what he, like, I don't know, how can I explain it? Basically, I feel like God has made me, he has like, it's like, the best way I can explain it is like he flipped a switch on me to kind of awaken me in a sense. Like, I was 2023, I was kind of down and out. Like, the end of 2023, I was over it. Life was just kicking my butt, like, bad. And although I wasn't against God, I wasn't actively trying to be against Him, I just was nowhere. I was kind of like in thin air, if you will. So then it just seemed like, next thing you know, boom, a switch turns on, and I'm like seeking God hard. Like, I can't explain it. It's the best way I can explain it. So, real quick, you see all the juices and stuff that we made from. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So this would take the place of the droppings that would be at the bottom of the pan, so that we can use that to make our gravy. But you just see me pressing down because I just wanted to see if it was crispy, because it looked crispy, but sometimes I don't know. And we love a good crispy skin, so I just was checking. And this is only for me and my family, so no worries. Now I did put you see here, I am putting more sauce on top, and then I'm gonna put these back in for about 5 more minutes. But this was so good. Just looking at this, oh, I love when I make cooking videos and I'll go back on it and I look and I'm like, oh my goodness, this food makes me so hungry. But I did put this back into the oven, like I said, for a couple more minutes, and I just take these out because then this will crisp it all around rather than me having to turn them over. But without the juices and stuff at the bottom, then it'll kind of like evenly cook the in the part rather than it sitting in the juice, if that makes any sense. And then here you just want to make gravy. Gravy is super easy. Butter, onions, saute them for a minute, add some garlic, saute that for a minute. Now, if you don't have the juices or the drippings, or if you don't have chicken broth, then you just have to season it. So I just added water, because I didn't have chicken broth at the time, so I just added water, some seasonings, flour, obviously, to thicken it up. And it depends on what kind of consistency you want. If you want the thicker consistency, then you add more flour. But you add the flour prior to any liquids. That's the key. If you're going to need more flour to thicken it up, then you're going to have to make a cornstarch slur. And then you can add the liquid to the liquid, because if you try to add the flour, it's going to clump up and it's going to be hard, and it's going to be like little balls of flour, and it's not going to dissolve well in your gravy. So that's kind of how you want to make the gravy, and then it's really just to your tasting. Like, if you want more seasoning, add more seasoning. I did wind up adding some of the juices from that I put into that measuring cup into the gravy, and chef's kiss. I promise you guys, it was so good. So yeah, so back to the story. So my thing is, came back to God. I'm like actively seeking Him. Like on fire for God, and it's crazy because I honestly, I probably would have never even like seen myself. I could never see myself there, knowing where I kind of came from with my introduction to God, if you will. So actively seeking Him, like things are happening in my life, and I'm like, wow, I feel like I'm looking at life now with a different set of eyes. So it's but it's amazing though. It's like, it's not like it's a bad thing, but it was amazing, and I do thank Him for bringing me into this point, because like I said, I was kind of, straying away, if you will. But where the obedience part is, like, so for instance, if you're how can I say without, maybe people will get it, maybe they don't, I don't know. We can discuss it in comments if you guys want to. But it's times where I feel like I've been the black sheep of my family. I've been lied on, I've been talked about, and all I've ever tried to do is really help. I don't play victim. I try to find solutions to things. Like, I've always I will elevate you give me the resources, I will elevate my whole family. I will give back, right? So then when God starts showing you how people really are, and like people that's closest to you, I'm like, there's no way that they did this to me, or there's no way that they said this. I don't be trying to believe it, because I like to see the potential in people. And the next thing you know, God is showing you what somebody said. I mean, obviously He knows all the conversations outside of the ones that you have with others, but He knows the backstories, the back conversations, and what people really think about you, right? So he's kind of exposing them to me in a sense. And it's just not sitting well with me because I could never believe that these people would be the ones to kind of, you know, talk really bad about you or say some, like, you know, some stuff that you wouldn't say about them. So the obedience part is like, I feel like God has me on this journey. I'm going to be the first in the family to do a few things. I'll say, I won't mention them now. I'll mention them when in due time. But I feel like I'm going to be the first person in my family to do a few things. And low key, I feel like I'm gonna have to be the one to kind of reach out and help. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like, God, you just exposed people to me and how they really feel based off of their actions and what they say. And now I am supposed to turn around and extend a hand. And the reason why I feel like that's where it's gonna go is because I was reading the Bible and I was coming across scripture that says you're supposed to be, and I'm paraphrasing, but you're supposed to be kind regardless if the other person is being kind to you. So it brought me to the situation. Oh yeah, real quick, make sure that you're doing all of this on medium to high heat. That's how all of this stuff is going to work. Gravy is super easy. I remember in college I tried to make gravy and it was a hot mess, but now it's like secondhand nature. But anyway, yeah, so I came across a couple scriptures where basically you're not supposed to, if people are, I think it was in Proverbs somewhere, but if there are evil doers, regardless if they know that they're doing evil or not, I am not supposed to be influenced. And while I don't look at the person as a evil influence or a evil doer, or like I'm sorry, I don't look at the person as an evil person. I'm looking at their actions as evil doings, knowing that what they're doing is, wrong against me. But I'm not supposed to retaliate, right? So in life, we're sitting here thinking like, or we're told, at least black folks are told, like, somebody hits you, you hit them. That is one of the hard. So that's what I mean by like, the obedience is hard because now I technically under God's authority, I can't hit you back. In a sense, like you're supposed to. This does not mean that if somebody tries to do something really bad to you that you can't defend yourself. Like in the Bible, it's not saying don't defend yourself. He's cool with you defending yourself, but you're not supposed to. You're supposed to try to refrain from returning an eye for an eye, because it's kind of like you're supposed to just keep being the bigger man in a sense, because we're not supposed to care about the worldly things. It's more about the heavenly things. And while I agree and would normally say, yeah, I can be the bigger person, sometimes that's where the obedience be getting hard, because it's like, God, these is folks that's my family. These folks are supposed to know me. These folks is not supposed to do this. I might let you get away with it once or twice and say, okay, you may not have meant it, but these folks are doing this stuff on a daily basis. Or you never revealed more than one thing from these people, and it's like, am I just supposed to keep taking this? Now, I know that vengeance is his, so I'm not supposed to be taking vengeance against my brother or sister, and that's just, godly people when you say brother or sister. But it's still like, I don't want to just, sometimes you just don't want to sit back and let God do it. And it's just me being honest, because it's like, I want you to get get yours now. Like, I don't want you to think you can just, like, I don't see it. I don't want you to just keep thinking that you could just do stuff to me and then I got to keep taking it. Even though, now see here I made a cornstarch starter because I wound up putting water in it, and then I kind of thickened it up a little bit more. But this was just cornstarch and water, So I added that. I felt like it was a little too thick, and then I added a tad bit more water. So yeah, you just want to get it to your consistency. Now, when you do the cornstarch flour, you see it lightened up a little bit. So you kind of just want to get it to wherever you like it, and then again, like taste it as you go, because I promise you it's gonna taste so good. But yeah, like that's the part that is just mind-boggling, because it's like, how dare you keep doing this to me? Like, I grew up, I need to defend myself. And I want to defend myself to these people who are doing stuff. And then, God, you revealed them to me. So, like, why can't I get them back type of thing? And even in my heart, I really don't want to get you back. I just don't want you to keep thinking that you can play in my face. And I'm just supposed to be taking it. So that's the part where I felt like obedience is kind of hard, because you really have to bite your tongue a lot. And, I mean, these is what people that you love and that you would think that love you. Now, I know you can remove yourself from their presence and, you know, protect your peace at all costs and protect your heart. But it's still like, if you ever get into a moment, let's just say y'all get together or whatever the case may be, and then you have to, you know, they come and do something else, you have to be like, oh, my goodness. Like, Lord, I can't, I'm supposed to refrain. But some of these people, man, they will push your buttons to the max. And even though I'm following God and I'm still trying to, you know, actively seek him, learn more of his word, to see what his principles and stuff are that I'm supposed to be following. It's just one of those, I will say that the obedience part is hard, because naturally I want to kind of low key resist, because I don't want people to just think they can just play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever dealt with anything like that? I'm pretty sure yes. But it's just like, that's one of those things that, like, obedience is hard to God, because God, then you're going to turn around and from your word, you're going to turn around and have me help them. And I kind of want to be selfish in a sense. And I'm not supposed to be. And I know me not being selfish obviously rewards me more in heaven. But me being selfish would just be me giving into my human nature. So I'm not wrong, but I'm wrong. Like, not wrong for the thought because I'm human, but wrong if I do it knowing that I know better. But we all fall short sometimes, and that's the good thing about God. God gives us grace. But I just know, like, well, people don't tell you that. That obedience, boy, it'll humble you real quick, because you got to humble yourself. And one of the hardest things I realized is humbling yourself sometimes to certain people is one of the toughest things you could do. Because no matter what, you be trying to, you want to get your lick back. But God be telling you, like, nah, I got it. And even though I could be like, yo, God, I trust you to have it, I just still be wanting to do it on my own. Like, let me get them. Tag me in. Tag I'm it type of thing. I don't know, y'all. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Is obedience hard when it comes to following God? How do y'all deal with it? What are your thoughts? Did I make sense? Was my kids too loud? Anything, just engage. I know my kids in here play these games and they just be in the background. I'm like, look, I gotta get this recording done, so y'all gotta give mommy a break. But yeah, if you like this video, this is just typical school night type of meal. Like I said, you see them string beans, they look good, don't they? I didn't put a bed of rice down, put that chicken is nice and crispy and flavorful, and then I'm just adding the sauce. When I tell you, these kids tore it up, oh my goodness, they did. So if you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I hope that you come back sometime for some more conversation, some more good food, and some more good content. Thanks for watching.